sure you have your homework, your book today. When you book, no.
Do we have to have books? Not that one.
My last is close to that gentleman on the eye.
That's the soul. I was like, oh, the part I was thinking of, but then I was like, what is it, Jordan? Is that one from yesterday? Yeah. First,
I have a question.
I hate that word so much.
What is trade? Usually burn. Fall.
Did you see my story? I just gave him the shirt color. I didn't want to. He's still low.
They just say should have washed your shirt. Oh, Warriors. Oh, I thought you said wash your shirt. I was like, Trevor, how nasty.
Okay, today, I want to give you time where you can just work on your assignment today. That's the page 103 material. That's not 103. It was 111. I need to change that. This is stuff I gave you yesterday. So let me put the assignment on the board. I'm going to put it over here just so you can kind of see it. But then I want to talk about what you have to do in that. Just one more time, go through a quick example of it. Maybe give you a freebie from the book. And then kind of treat loose so you can have some time where you can actually work on this. Now, the other thing you need to do, check online, check your grades, see if everything's working, see if things are showing up. Some of my other classes said some grades aren't showing up for them. So double check that. I'll hand some papers back as you guys are kind of working today. But let's go through a couple of those types of problems so that you kind of know what you're getting yourself into, especially if the ones you were gone yesterday and you didn't realize we had an assignment. Let's discuss what this one is. The first 1 through 8, they're basically just sentences. So let me give you an example here from page 111. I'll just read off one of them. It said, if 2x plus 5 is greater than 7, 2x plus 5 is greater than 7, then x is greater than 1. I believe that's what it says. Correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So this is one of your sentences that you had. That is a conditional statement, right? It has an if-then part to it. What you had to do was write that in your homework. So you had to write that sentence down exactly how you see it. And then all you had to do is underline the parts and tell me which one's the hypothesis and conclusion. Notice I'm not underlining the if. I'm not underlining the then. I'm underlining the stuff behind them. Which one's the hypotenuse? Or hypothesis?
The one after that.
Yeah, the one after the if. The if, the hypothetical, right, is the hypothesis. If that's your hypothesis, your conclusion has to be the other one. That's all you're doing for most of them. I'm not joking. That's it. You're just underlining. You're not telling me if it's true or false. None of that. Okay. Later on, they'll have you saying whether the sentence is true or false, and then if it's false, give a counterexample, that type of thing. So let me go through one of those. I think I did one yesterday, but it was something like. I'm going to go with the Charlotte one because we had this discussion yesterday at my desk. If you live in Charlotte, so this is the later questions. So if you live in Charlotte Now on these sentences, it's true or false. So true or false, really, I think you were talking about it yesterday. False, why? Yeah, there's a lot. Okay. The main one probably that most people know is Charlotte, North Carolina, but the idea is that it could be anywhere. I think, what was some of the ones you found?
Charlotte County, Florida.
Florida? Okay.
There's Charlotte, Illinois.
All right, so Florida, I think there was one in Iowa, correct?
Yeah, Iowa, Michigan.
South Dakota. So, how this works, this is a false statement. Now, the reason why it's false, their hypothesis is true, right? This, you're living in Charlotte. The conclusion was false. You didn't have to be in that state to have been in any of the other stuff I told you. Okay, so that's a counterexample. The beginning's true, the ending's false. Does that make sense what you're going to have to do for some of those? That's it. Very easy. If it's true, just write true. But if you can think of a counterexample, that was just kind of the one we had a discussion on my desk yesterday. All right, you have the rest of the time today. We can work on this page 111. That's a long time. You have about 25 minutes or so, 20 minutes roughly. And I want to make sure that I get some old homework to you. Check your grade online. If you're missing something, get it in by Friday. I think grades are due Monday morning, so I want to, late work by sometime at Friday. I'll be here as late as you need me to. Especially, like, today's a good day if you want to stay after school and kind of work on stuff. So, but the rest of the time, yours, you can move around, you can sit wherever you want, but I want you working on this page 111. So if you did not turn in page 103 yesterday, or you're gone, that's due.
Sure.
I got one done.
Oh, we left that. It's like, wait, are we doing it well? Oh, okay. Oh, we don't have to call it like that. Oh, we're not. Right. Okay, we're just like writing out it.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do, but then I ended up like filling them in and then like covering it up.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, oh, 14? Yeah, I was 15. How are you supposed to think that? More believable. It's not. Well, I'm not going to be counted. Yeah. But it's not correct.
or if it's false,
You give it.
then
Yeah, give it counter.
so we have
Only on those
only
certain
if
ones.
it's false.
Yeah, those certain ones they ask when if it's false here.
So that's a counter. All right. Okay.
Don't think too hard about it. Don't
Okay.
overthink it.
Does that work or does that not work? Because I have no idea how to handle that. Whoa. Other than
Maybe put it in your dream.
oh, I think that's just how that's
Yeah, I got it.
It's not like broken. It's like a tiny little flip.
Yeah.
Question?
Okay, so for number 17, it says it's true of 20 or something, so the answer is 20.
Just if it's true,
Okay.
I'm not worried about the explanation. On the ones that are false, need counter.
Hold on. Wait, there might be another. There's one a little bit open.
I get really happy to face it. That'd be good. Here's a good grammar. Well, it's like right there. Okay, let's do converse first.
The bees are lizards.
No, I'm pretty sure bees are lizards.
I guess it's
And then you have number 14 down.
14, I put false, right?
What?
Chinese bees right now.
That's the guy you did put bees. Okay. So you would just wait, what'd you put?
I put
Oh, right,
bees
you
down.
next to it.
The bees are not lizards.
You don't have to put like it.
I know.
For number,
Probably two, but I didn't.
it's nice on the right one, like if I put bees are lizards.
I like it.
Would you, wait, are you on that one? But then don't you have to put it in red? Oh, you don't? Okay.
Caitlin just got it.
Oh my god. Yeah. It could happen. What was that?
You're afraid.
Yeah, I know. No, not a Kelly Jenner. It is. They're all like the first whatever. I don't know.
There's a Kim.
Yeah.
There's a
I love it.
Kendall.
Maybe they don't practice their own time. Maybe they can.
They're all
That's Caitlin.
Like,
It's Caitlin now. There's Caitlin, Kim, Courtney, Chloe. Wait, how many sisters does Kim have?
Oh, sorry. And then they have like one.
I don't know what a pop is. Yeah, what the heck are you talking about? Oh, yeah. Got it. Okay, 27. I don't know. Why? Or I'm confused on number,
yeah.
15. So it's
Very confused about geometry.
It's page 5, 2 plus 5 is 7. What?
Fix them though. Fix some lines in your green. Something like that. That's true.
Oh, it's
Make it
6
a lot more
plus, then
safe.
you're draining.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you don't have to do anything way too hard about it.
Yeah.
She's like, no. She already read it out. She didn't read the second one, so she's not reading it. So. Dude. Yeah.
It's negating the converse.
They said no, whatever. No one said it. That makes me more perfect. Then. Oh, you just had to in your car. We don't have to have that.
Now we have the
Sorry, I got rid of my.
Hey, So they can switch it over.
That's true.
Where?
Who knows? Mr. Morris?
Yeah.
Is this true? The numbers of integers in his whole.
Integers. Integers are a whole number. Wait, did it say whole numbers are integers or integers are whole numbers?
Well, it says that the conditional statement is if a number is whole, then it's an integer, but the converse is if a number is an integer, then it's a whole number.
That's the converse is false. The first statement is true, that all whole numbers are integers, not the other way around. One is an integer, and it's a whole number, right? But negative one is an integer, not a whole number. That goes one way, not the other. When you get to negatives.
Of the ideology.
Wait, technically wouldn't that make the conditional statement false?
No, the original statement is true. The original one, like where it said whole numbers are integers,
But
right?
the whole number would be considered like one, isn't it?
Whole numbers are just 0 through infinity.
Oh, okay.
Those are integers technically. I mean, they're in the integers. Just not the other way around. If you pick all the integers, some of them are not.
Oh, are you like?
Word.
Page 103 or 101? Page 71. Page 71 was like the most recent past. Page 103 is really.
I did A minus.
Question? You have to come up with a counterexample. So a number is divisible by 4, then it's divisible by 2. If you remember the, wait, you have to write the conjugate of it. Inverse, converse, and
But you have to write the
exactly. You have the number divisible by 2, but not 4. Yeah, you gotta
Okay.
write instructions, give me all 2 sentences, and they're gonna ask you to
Invert.
certainly it's true. The original sentence is true.
So you have to write all the inverse, converse,
Yeah, switch this is a conjugate.
Oh, it's just not. It's not. Okay. That's gone.
Wait, hold on, hold on, wait, is that right?
Oh,
So
it's
Yeah. You did it right. Great.
Is it angle that you told me?
Oh,
It's gonna be an A.
Okay, but that's all we're doing.
Hey, look. That was the hardest score for all of these class. 94 of the 100.
True, why do you have to
I know, I'm not, it just, I'm listening.
Hey, just real quick, just a reminder, the papers I'm handing back to you, they're old, they're from a week or two ago. Just make sure before you recycle them or throw them away, just double check your grade to make sure I didn't like forget to enter a score. I'm not perfect, sometimes like I miss your score, it was stuck to somebody else's. So just before you start throwing them away and whatnot, always double check like, was this entered in the grade book? That's just like, that's a word of wisdom to anyone that I can tell. Because I do make mistakes every now and then. It does happen.
You've really done that. I'm doing it.
Oh, you know.
Wait, two.
I know.
Inverse.
I know.
What's inverse?
Failing.
I'm in the W day of the show.
Okay.
We did this one together.
Yeah.
What? You thought you skipped it like I did.
Did your dad
How?
I do that.
How does it work?
Oh.
Did you see your voice? No.
Steve.
We did it together.
Sometimes you forget to do one.
I forgot how to do it.
Can you read this? I think his handwriting is a little bit.
Oh, we have the full captain on the room. Like I said.
If the number is not divisible by 2, then
You're negating the. I think
I
you
come
changed
with you.
You miss your dad too? Or she's like, have you ever like met him? It's a beautiful how you're just like coaster.
My Mother's Day. I was like,
You're still on top. So you're like just
oh wow.
seen it.
oh.
Sorry. Last night.
Really? Hey.
Yeah, 8.
Probably by now.
Galen, really, alright? That's it. Alright, hey, remember, I handed back papers to you today. Double check online to make sure I didn't accidentally miss entering something like I handed back to you graded, but I forgot to enter it. That sometimes happens, I'm not perfect. You know, I'm going too fast and I'm flipping through papers and get stuck together and I didn't catch it when I'm entering it. So, so if you notice that in your grades, like you're missing something, but you have it in your hands graded, turn it back in. I'll re-put the score in, or I'll put it in the first time, I guess. If you notice that one of your grades is missing, like you're missing a score in the grade book, get it in by Friday, like Friday afternoon. So that way I can get a grade and it affects your grade. Some of you need to check that. You're missing a few assignments.
Okay.
somebody got knocked up, and I was like,
Second one was yeah, I got 37.
I got like 60 something.
Yeah, so I'm like, I got 60.
Ryan put